because you didn't write 7 lines. All right, number 9. Elaine bought a total of 15 t-shirts and pairs of pants. She bought 7 more shirts than pants. How many of each did she buy? Okay, so first of all, if we're writing a system of equations, how many equations do I need to write? 2, right? Okay. How many variables do I have in each equation? 2. What are they? Y and x, right? So I'm going to start by defining what does x represent, what does y represent. In number 9, what 2 things are we talking about? Shirts and pants. So let's say x is shirts and y is pants. Okay, and we're actually talking about nope, we're just talking about shirts and pants. Okay, that's the next one I'm thinking of. Okay, so in the first one, it says Elaine bought a total of 15 shirts and pairs of pants. That's an equation right there. How would I write that? What's my total, first of all? 15. So I know something's going to equal 15, right? I bought shirts and pants. How many shirts did I buy? What, Shelby? We don't know, right? Because what does x represent? Shirts. So how many shirts did I buy? X. Okay, plus, how many pants did I buy? Yes. Sorry, I was thinking. Yes. So the number of shirts I bought plus the number of pants I bought gives me a total of 15. So that's your first equation. Second equation, she bought 7 more shirts than pants. Okay? Let's say y equals, because we always want y by itself, and y represents your what? Your pants. Okay? So which one was more, pants or shirts? Shirts. So how do I write that my pants is less than my shirts by 7?
Okay, so y equals x
Minus 7. Make sense? Okay, so my first step in solving, do I have one equation where y is by itself? Okay, so I call for a sub. Who do I sub first? I sub for y. Okay, what am I going to sub in place of y, Aubrey? Good. So instead of putting in y right there, I keep everybody else in the game. So I have x plus x minus 7, because I subbed for y, equals 15. Now I'm going to have to solve for x. What would I do first in solving for x, Jude? They're on the same side, right? So I'm going to take x plus x. I'm combining like terms. Okay, so x plus x is 2x minus 7 equals 15. Now I need to get rid of that minus 7, so I'm going to add 7 to both sides. So I get 2x equals 22. And Caden Bavard, what would I do last? Divide by 2. So Addie, what do I get? Addie said we get what? 11. Okay, so now who do I sub? I sub x, okay, and what do I put in place of x? 11. Which one do you want to use, the top or the bottom? Because what's by itself? Y. What am I going to solve for? So that one's easier. You can use the top, but it's a little more work. So let's sub for the second one. So I have y equals, in place of x I write minus 7. So what's 11 minus 7? 4. So y equals 4. So what's my answer? 11, comma 4. Okay, what does that mean? I have 11 x's and 4 y's, but what does my x represent?
11 shirts, 4 pants.
I have 11 shirts and 4 pants. That's why we always define our labels first so that we can interpret it. Make sense? Questions, comments, concerns? Okay, moving on to number 10 then. Together, Preston and Horatio have 49 video games. Horatio has 11 more games than Preston. How many games does each person have? How many equations do I need to write? 2. How many variables do I have? 2. X and Y. What does X represent? What does Y represent? Ooh, no. Good guess though. I'm talking about 2 different people, right? So X can be Preston, and Y can be okay, so this sentence is my first equation. Preston and Horatio have 49. So what's my total out of that sentence?
49.
Equals 49. What equals 49? X plus Y, right? Because the number of video games Preston, X, plus the number of video games Horatio, Y, is a total of 49. Now my second equation, Horatio has 11 more games than Preston. So who has more? Horatio. Okay, so I have Y, because that's Horatio, equals. If Horatio has more, how do I write that Preston has 11 less?
X plus 11.
Less. So it has to be X minus 11 because if I wrote X, wait, hold on. We wrote this different last time. I think Horatio has 11 more. It should be X plus 11 because who has more? Horatio. What variable is Horatio? Y. So I need this guy to be bigger than X. So X plus 11. The other class, we wrote it with Y was Preston and X was Horatio, so then you would write it different ways depending on the ways that you define your variables. So that's why it's important to define your variables. Okay? So now I'm going to call for do I have one equation where Y is by itself? Okay, so I call for a sub. Who do I sub first? Y. Who am I subbing in for Y?
Number 11.
Well, I'm subbing in X plus 11. So I'd have X plus 11, right? You need 2 X's there because this guy stays the same. I'm not subbing him. I'm subbing the Y. But that equals what? So what do I get? How would I solve? So I get, so I would
19.
okay. And then now I call for another sub. Who do I sub this time? We already subbed Y. Y's out of the game. We're putting Y back into the game, but we're subbing X in. So which one am I going to use, top or bottom? Because what's by itself? Y. And it's just easier to solve that way. So Y equals, X is what? 19 plus 11. So what does Y equal? So what's my answer? 19, comma 30. So what does that mean?
Preston has 19 video games, Horatio has 30.
Good, because X is Preston and Y is Horatio. What? Your homework is not story problems, but you need to know how to write